The following program was provided by an independent producer solely responsible for its content. The opinions expressed do not necessarily represent the views of this station, its staff, board of directors, or underwriters.
What are we going to get on the air? We've been sitting here for 15 minutes. And I don't even know your name. How do you pronounce your name?
Frometh.
That's an awful name.
You know,
what was
we've
it?
been
What
friends
it used
for
to
2
be?
years. I can pronounce Gidge, you know.
Well, Gidge is easy.
I was saying Gidge for the first couple of
Gidge,
months.
I like that. My name is like a clothespin on a clothesline. Yours is, but wasn't it something else? Yeah. Oh, we're on? All right, as if I didn't know.
Yeah,
this is Kid Gidge, and this is The Art of Politics. And I always say this is the only show of its type where we get a Republican and a Democrat, and we just fight as hard as we can. And, of course, we all know Democrats are really wonderful, and the Republicans are awful. Now, we have Elbow Lucero's not here. How are you? Please explain your name, because I can't pronounce it.
Bart Frometh, and I'm from Bedford.
And you're what? Who are you?
I'm a first-term state representative.
That's what you say, but I don't believe it.
And a Republican.
Prove it.
And a Republican. Here to dispel.
Prove it. Prove you're the two. How can you prove that you are who you are? You have any ID on you?
I do not at the moment.
You do not?
No, you know, I keep my my legislative ID card in my top coat, which I...
As if anybody ever asked you for it.
No, I'm just saying, because it always gets stolen up at the State House.
Everything gets stolen at the State House?
Half of you are like 7 years old, so you're all lost. You know which jacket's yours, and someone's always taken mine.
Excuse me?
So I have to put my ID card.
You are first-termer, correct? You can't keep your jacket, right? So you got to put your little... Does your mom put your name on
your marker on the
markers?
On the back tag.
Yeah, and they elected you.
Yes,
when did you come in, by the way?
I'm sorry.
What do you mean? So don't be sorry, especially here.
I came in. I came a very strong 4th out of 6. So
that's who came in first?
Linda Gould.
Linda Gould.
Yes, and then Keith Murphy, and then our good friend Dave Danielson came in 3rd. He edged me out. So.
Yeah, I know. And you guys have a hard time. Of course, you're on Commerce, which you came in as a Republican. Shame on you. I don't know why you did that, because I wouldn't want to be you. I wouldn't want to be a Republican this term around. This really is.
This is a tough term.
Oh, it's awful.
Tough term.
No, I'm not talking about our term. I'm talking about the Trump-Cruz thing, but we'll get to that. But you came into Commerce. Why did you get into Commerce?
I asked for science, technology, and energy,
and it's right next door. So
right
next to Commerce.
Well, my guy lost the race for speaker, and then so I think that had something to do with me not getting my top choice. You know, so.
Oh, and your guy was
Representative William O'Brien.
Oh, Bill.
Yeah.
He sat there. We did have some battles. In fact, I'm not supposed to say this, but he was thinking about running for Congress.
Yeah.
He came in one day. He says, "I'm not going to." I says, "I'll bet one of the reasons why is you sat here." He says, "Don't tell anybody." I did say some things I didn't want to say. Right. So, Bill, if you're watching, you can come back and you can, criticize me or whatever you like to do. So your man lost. So.
And your guy won.
Yes, science and technology.
Yes.
And right next door is Commerce.
Correct.
So the person who won was not your person, so they just moved you 2 steps over.
Correct, yeah. So to make way.
And so what is your for commerce, which is banking, insurance, and consumer affairs? Give me your, and I think everybody ought to know how people get elected. Tell me exactly who you are, what you are. How much money did you make? How did you make it? Do you gamble? Have you ever been a bad guy? How many times have you been arrested? And let's see your fingerprints. All right, go ahead. Come on.
All right. So
You gotta do a little faster. Come on. You gotta- Come on.
it's great being on the show.
Oh,
so
that's
far.
right. You're right. I will. Go ahead.
So I want to be on science, technology, and energy because
Why?
I run an energy company.
Why?
Yeah.
You energy?
Yeah. I have an energy firm based out of Auburn, New Hampshire. About
You have an energy firm?
Yeah.
I don't want to hear about it right now.
Oh,
But we'll
yeah.
talk about it later.
So anyway, qualified for that, and then
No, you qualified it because you have an energy firm.
Yeah.
Okay, is this anything to do with science?
No, energy, science, technology, energy. That's where all the energy legislation
okay.
and policy
So what
goes.
you were trying to do is get on there so you could influence to make more money.
Well, between you, me, and all the viewers.
Yeah,
from
I
Nashville,
know. My
maybe,
viewers
yeah.
all four. All right, okay. No. So I see. So you want to sneak in there, right?
And so my second choice was commerce because I figured I had
It's
some,
right next door.
right next door, and I had some business background. So
What business?
well, I just told you.
Wait. Energy. That doesn't mean
I-
anything.
I-
mean,
I sell-
Where
I-
did you go to school?
I went to Bates College for undergrad, and then I went
Where's that?
it's up in Lewiston, Maine.
I never heard of it.
Well, not many people have.
No. There's good fishing, Bates. Is that how they got the name Bates? So that's how they do that up in Maine sometimes.
I'm not sure how they got the name.
Yeah, I know. Bates. Yeah. All right. Okay. So you went to college there.
Went to college there, graduated, was a travel agent.
You did graduate.
I did graduate.
You got all right.
Became a travel agent for 2 years down in Boston, and then
A travel agent.
yeah, I was
Did you
travel-
do any traveling?
I didn't do any traveling.
Yeah,
I-
from New Hampshire to Boston. That's every day. That was good. Did
So
you make
that-
any
that-
money doing that?
no, not much, not
No.
much.
Where
so-
would you send people?
usually over to Europe. It was for those like high school tours that people take during like their spring breaks.
Oh,
and-
did you ever make any really bad mistakes, like
Oh yeah, absolutely.
get them on,
absolutely.
send them to Russia when they're
just
supposed
not send the tickets to the right group and all sorts of stuff.
Really?
Yeah,
So you were bad.
I was not good at my
So they
job.
kicked you out.
Yeah.
You came back.
I lost
Are you
my
from
job.
New Hampshire?
I was born here. Yeah,
Where?
Born in Manchester.
Well, that's not.
Manchester, Vegas.
Pardon me?
Manchester, Vegas, as it's commonly lovingly referred to by natives of the town. So.
Yeah, like Adam Sandler and
Yeah.
and Seth Meyers is
Bedford.
from
He's
Bedford,
Bedford,
yeah,
yeah.
and so isn't
Sarah Silverman. Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
So yeah, and do you think they would come back and help us on the arts group? No. No, they won't.
Yeah, I mean, you should you try to reach out. I mean,
How?
Sarah Silverman's a big
How?
Democrat. She's a Bernie fan like you are. I'm sure you guys.
A what?
A Bernie fan?
Excuse me? Okay. So now you get on commerce, but you
Yes.
really don't know what you're doing. Right?
Well, that's why.
That's the qualification.
That's why I look to you for guidance.
No, because you look to me for
Oh,
guidance.
yeah, every time. When I look over in your corner and I see you pulling at the
Yeah.
tufts of your hair,
Yes.
I know it's a good bill to vote
Yeah,
for.
when I'm, that's right. And in fact, you and I, Republican and Democrat, was the only two in the room who fought because there was no transparency and a law that was to be made. And who came in?
It was the insurance
The
department.
insurance department came in.
Yeah, it was the Administrative Supervision Act.
And they said, we want to do this.
Correct.
They're not smart enough to come up with that by themselves
No.
because it's too dumb.
Yes.
So someone influenced them.
Probably. I have no idea.
Well, come on. I mean, you're in business. You're a businessman.
Perhaps I mean, if the insurance companies? Is
Yeah.
That, well, I mean, the law gives them the ability to take over an insurance company.
Yeah.
I don't know if an insurance company would necessarily want to invite that.
No, of course not. But
The real stickler, the thing that you and I both kind of gravitated
Yeah.
towards, was the fact that it was completely outside the right to know laws.
they sent in an amendment that literally said, we don't even care if we lied, cheated, or stole.
Right.
We are not responsible.
And yeah, the immunity clause was.
Isn't
pretty,
that really?
the immunity clause was pretty. It was
Because of-
blanket immunity.
Because of the FRM thing.
Absolutely. And we had just debated the FRM thing, which I think led to a lot of shock that after we had all those discussions, were the same people who could be voting on a similar circumstance and then just forget everything that we had just learned over the previous
The
years.
FRM thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that was, you know, I think what I'm doing, I'm interviewing you, and we'll get into politics, etc. But I think people really have to know what we do. Now, you've never been in commerce before. Tell me, but they'll be listening and watching, hopefully all three. How many? Tell them how do you like it? Is it hard, easy? Well, tell me.
I'd say that I enjoy it a lot. I mean, mostly because of the people in that committee. I don't know how many other committees you've been testifying around this term, but a lot of the committees don't seem to really have much interaction. The bills just kind of seem very like plain, boring, not much discussion, not much like camaraderie between the legislators. And I think in commerce, Republicans and Democrats, more so than any other committee I've participated in or been in front of, we all go to lunch together. We all have a good time. We don't take things personally, and I think that like actually works its way out into the end product that we typically put out, because there's a lot more, I think, discussion and engagement in terms of.
Well, first of all, the chair is Hunt. He's been in there for 20 plus years. To a lot of people, that sounds like he really shouldn't be there, but he's Hunt of Elcor Steel or aluminum, okay, so he doesn't really have to work, and he owns a castle, okay, but he's so smart, and what he does is he gives us just enough rope to hang ourselves.
Probably that's probably accurate. Yeah.
Yes, you have done it. I watched you. In fact, I wouldn't help you until you were bleeding, and then I jumped in and say, hey, he's right.
Well, no, I think he is obviously has a ton of experience. He's a very smart guy, and I think that having that institutional knowledge, in some cases, is a major bonus. In other cases, I think it harms some of the legislation we put forward. Just because it's kind of like you've been there so long, some of the stuff is, well, that's just how we do things. And, I think he
yes, but you would put up with that, and I won't. There's a difference.
You're
a good Republican. Here, follow me. Okay, I'll go.
Off the air, you tell me all the time I haven't gone to the dark side yet.
No, yeah. I'll tell you who has. The guy sitting right next to you, don't trust him. I'm telling you. Don't tell him I told you. He can't be trusted. He went to the dark side. It's true. But when I say dark side, I really, truly mean there are Republicans who truly go to the dark side.
I think
you've seen this.
I think in both camps there are members of the dark side.
We're more brown. We're not black. We're all right. Okay, some Democrats go to the dark side also.
Yes, absolutely.
But,
absolutely.
But it's so you like it. So tell because I'm in that. And I've been there for 8 years. Yep. Tell the people, the three who are watching, okay, exactly. Is it hard?
I don't think it's hard. I think it's if you're not if this isn't what you want to do, if you don't want to participate in developing state policies and kind of help to put your imprint on trying to make the state a better place, it can be hard and it can be boring. But I think this is something I find very, very interesting.
This is only your first term.
Well, yeah, I mean,
you wait till your second and third term, then you'll really realize
I'm sure
how much you're getting snowed by the people who've been there for a while. All right?
No, there's definitely that element of it, and that does get frustrating. But my first term, I've really enjoyed it, and I think even if my person does get in charge next time, I probably want to stay in commerce. So.
Well, I was there when there was 103. Well, I was one of the 103 against 297. You want to talk about blood?
Those we call the good old days.
Yeah. No, seriously, they gave us here in Nashua a little award for making it through those 2 years.
Really?
It was awful. I mean, literally physically pushed in the hallway by Republicans.
Really?
Which was a mistake to do it to me.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, real mistake.
Right.
So, but they were there, and the guns falling on the floor. I mean, you missed something. You really, truly missed.
Yeah, no.
That was nutty time. And the sad part is that the speaker, who I've talked to many times, he says, I'm speaker and I'm new, and there's 160 some new people coming in who all have, in a sense, a chip on their shoulder.
Right.
All right, and they get the guns and stuff like that. He says, so I'm trying to herd the chickens. That's basically what he said.
Right.
But he did take he would take the hits for the real dumb stuff that they did. You missed that.
I did miss that. A part of me wishes that I had been a part of it, especially after this term where, we're in the majority, but we're not really in the majority. So you guys have had an excellent term. I think you guys are playing chess and we're playing checkers up there.
Ah,
really do.
I like that.
So.
I like that. Well, I'm not playing chess. We know that.
You're on the sidelines, but the rest of them.
I'm moving rocks. Everybody's playing a game, and I'm moving a rock. Hunter's moving 10 feet this way. Butler's just moving 10 feet this way. I mean, that's what I do. I do that. You see, I pick the fights. There's difference. Everybody tries to get into everything, not me. I'll sit around, I'll listen, I'll learn, and I'll try to vote the proper way. But what you're not saying is because if you had second term, then you would start realizing not only how difficult it is to try to understand just banking by itself,
Oh yeah.
but to try to understand insurance. So when I went in there, what was the big thing? The banks all failing.
Right.
Now what is it? Insurance.
Right.
So you're in a position right now, in my opinion, that the education that you're getting, I mean, they're paying us $100 a year. Maybe that's too much. But the education we're getting. Do you agree?
Oh yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, there's a lot of stuff I'm learning that I did not know before.
Like what?
Certainly in terms of what they use for insurance premiums and what goes into it, what's allowable, what's not allowable, the way that they can talk to each other in this kind of backroom marketplace where they could say, oh no, that guy
right in front of you too.
Right. Yeah, that guy had an event on his house 2 years ago, so we cancel his insurance and don't pick it up because he's now a higher risk factor. All sorts of stuff like that. That as just a regular average Joe, you probably would not have gotten a glimpse into. But since we're kind of taking a look at,
Were you there for the time? Well, I'm trying to figure. Maybe you were. Where Flanders, who's been in the insurance business for 50 years, he's on our committee.
Yeah.
Yes.
He is,
okay. He carries a gun.
I did not. I just found that out
he
the
does
other
it.
day.
Yeah.
That was surprising.
Did
to
he
me.
drop it?
No, he did not.
He's 80 years old. He's trying to clean it. The other day. Without taking the bullets out. I mean, it's good. No, I don't mean that. But he came up and said, "Look, I am going against the insurance companies," and everybody went, "You?"
Yeah, because usually he votes with whatever
You?
insurance he wants.
And what it was you're my insurance person. I call you up and I go, I got a problem. You take a look. You got a problem and you pay it. 2 months later, I call you up just for advice.
Right.
Like, well, I had a problem. Thank you very much. But I got a question. Should you have fixed that? No. Listen, okay, no problem. Because you called twice for information, they'd cancel your insurance.
Yeah.
All right? And then...
Because it counts as an event.
Exactly. So your insurance company person would say, but I can get you into another company. It's going to cost you a little bit more money. And you lost your insurance for just calling up and asking for advice. That's all. How are you? Fine. You can't, your insurance is canceled. So, would it be not like that? Well, anyway.
I don't think it's as simple as that, but it was.
Well, it was probably simpler. You're probably dreaming.
You had to have a situation in which something happened to your house. You didn't have to enact the insurance, but you had to ask about.
After it was
you had to ask
done,
about coverage.
It's all done. You could call up and ask a question, and they would cancel your insurance.
I don't think it's that bad.
Well, that's close. You've only been there one term. You'll learn. I'm right. You're wrong. Democrat, Republican. But anyway, what would happen was your insurance person would go, geez, that's too bad. I mean, you shouldn't have done that. And you go, what did I do? And he said, don't worry about it. I'll get you another insurance company. And guess who would insure you?
Who?
The same insurance company that canceled you, but they only charge you more money.
Yeah, I don't think we got that.
How's that? You didn't get that far.
Well, I don't think we got that this term. I think that was probably last.
No, that was last term.
Yeah, I was.
Did you? You weren't here?
No, I was here this.
You
term.
missed it.
All right,
okay.
I'm new as of.
I'll tell you, you don't even know where you are. All right, so you got an energy business?
Yeah.
Doing what?
We sell natural gas and electricity. Compete with the
buying it from you?
Yeah.
You really a sellable person? Sell me gas and electricity. How would you do it?
Well, first I would ask you who your utility is. It's probably EverSource.
Yeah. Okay.
You live in Nashville.
EverSource.
I hope you live in Nashville because you represent the fine people here.
Let me see. Yeah. Oh yeah.
So then I'd say, are you buying from EverSource? Are you buying from a competitive provider right now?
Yeah. Okay. Okay. So
are you buying from EverSource?
Yes, I am.
Well, I'm going to tell you that EverSource is charging a 9.6 cents per kilowatt hour, and I can
But
probably
don't mention the price you're charging.
Oh, I could probably
Because
get you a better deal.
A better deal.
Yeah,
Okay. And that's how you sell it.
that's how we sell it.
Well, how do you now?
I do that for businesses.
I've
I don't
heard
need
about
to-
this as a scam before. All right.
Yeah,
so
there are.
you scammed before, right? You scammed people, and they hired you. You came in fourth. Shame on you. Let me tell you. Yeah, and you get up, you get your speaker upset, so he moves you over one room. I mean,
Well, you know, I
right.
think it worked out for the best. These things happen. So.
yeah, because they can snow you and you can cheat them on electricity. No. Okay, so is it your company?
Yeah. But mine and my father's is a family business.
All right, name. I guess we can name the company. What is it?
It's called Freedom Logistics.
What?
Freedom Logistics.
Freedom.
Logistics.
Could you made it any more ridiculous of a name?
Well,
Freedom.
I'm not trying to sell.
I can't say it.
I'm not trying to sell to you at your house. I'm trying to sell to like large businesses.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
How's it
yeah.
working out?
Really well.
Really?
Yeah.
So everybody's happy?
Yeah. I'm
Yeah, but how? But I got a question because it's always bothered me. I've heard people like you coming along and say, "I don't, never change." Anyway, the question I have is, where do you get the energy? Do you buy it yourself and then resell it?
Usually, the way our business works is we have a couple different models, but the number one model that we utilize is kind of like if you buy insurance from like a private insurance broker. They work with a number of insurance carriers, get you different quotes and products, and
Yeah.
they present them to you. That's kind of what we do just on the energy side. So I'm not actually producing the electricity or the natural gas.
Then you do nothing. Then you get on the phone.
I'm
and
a
you call up.
purveyor of information.
Excuse me. So you, in other words, it's a job that you could sit in your room in your underwear and do.
And there's
You don't
20
go to a job with a tie. You don't even come in.
There's 22 people out in Auburn, New Hampshire that you've just told do absolutely nothing productive all day long.
Who?
My employees. That was, you know.
Well, no, your employees do something. You don't do anything. How do you pay them? And by the way, do you pay them? Do you take all the taxes out? And are there any illegal immigrants working for you?
There are no illegal immigrants that I'm aware of.
How would you know? You
I
don't
don't
even have
ask.
any identification
I don't
on
ask.
you.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah.
And then you
I
go
could
to
be
Concord
illegal.
and you lose your wallet all the time in your jacket. And you're selling energy?
Yeah, you know. I pay them well above minimum wage.
Really? How much? All right, you shouldn't have said that.
Oh, yeah.
How much?
I think the
You think. You don't know.
lowest number we pay out is like $16 an hour.
Really?
Yeah.
You want to hire me? No.
Come on board.
Come on out to Auburn.
Yeah, then you get there, and then you can fight for fight for 15 or fight for 25.
Yeah,
Your
no,
next,
fight for a chair. Fight for a chair. So you really do nothing. You have an office?
Yep.
What do you- and
We
what's
have
in the
office
office?
Desks and phones, computers.
That's it. No,
a server,
no pipes going out or anything like that.
solar panels. You know.
You do absolutely nothing. You contribute nothing. How do you contribute?
You know, you've given me a lot to think about. I have a lot of
I'm
soul
sure I
searching to do after
have.
the show.
That the first thing he's thinking, ladies and gentlemen, is I'm not coming back here
Yeah.
again.
Well, you know what?
I thought we were
Yeah.
going to talk politics.
After the show's over, I'm just go close the business, send everybody home. Ken has shown me the light.
Yeah,
so.
so why?
Well, yeah, now I'm probably not going to be doing much more business in Nashua. Thank you very much.
Pardon me?
I said now I probably won't be doing much more business.
Well,
in
no, you're going to hire me. That's how the scam works. You know? No, I don't mean that. I mean, people like you are important. No, they are. You do a good job. No, he doesn't. Really, honestly. So you're happy, and it's a family.
Yeah, my father and I, and no other family members in the business, but you know, we've got a lot of employees that have been there for like 8 to 10 years.
Making
so.
any money?
Yeah,
How much?
a good amount.
No,
Enough
you got to tell me.
enough to afford.
It's got to be legal.
Oh yeah, no,
100,000
totally
a
legal.
year.
I pay a lot of taxes.
Yeah,
to the state of-
100,000 a year.
I don't know. You know,
You don't know.
after taxes.
Do you have your identification on you? After taxes, you get what?
I don't know. I pay the state of New Hampshire a lot of money.
You don't even know how much you pay.
I know that.
And you want me to buy energy from you to save money, and you don't even know how much money you're making.
I don't know. I couldn't tell you off the top of my head. All I know is I get a very, very large tax bill every year.
How would you like to be on this side? Me talking, you talking to me. All right. I must say that it's really a pleasure for you to be in commerce. You haven't gone to the dark side. You're not a Republican. Oh, they're awful people. Oh, ooh. especially, we'll talk. In fact, the real bad one,
Yeah.
who I say is dumb as a rock, sits right there most of the time. I call him every name, dumber than a rock. I don't call him stupid. He's not stupid. All right. I mean, he's awful.
Which one are we
He
talking
knows
about?
nothing.
Which one are we talking about?
Yeah, we're talking about Al Baldessaro, representative. He's terrible. Do you know how does he get elected? He scares people. Doesn't he look really the Italian, hey, I'm coming to your house at night. Isn't it true?
Yeah, no,
You do admit it.
I typically want to vote against Al, but he's just such a threatening presence
Scary,
at the
isn't he?
At the podium, I feel compelled to.
Yeah, he's dumber than a rock, right? You and I are sitting here in this little place in New Hampshire, and he's on Trump's jet.
Yeah.
And I'm calling him dumb as a rock.
Who's the dumb one? Right.
Well, I really have a good time with Al, but what he's doing, and I think Trump, in a sense, was very lucky to get him. And
Hey, Al fights very, very hard for veterans' rights and
That's
veterans' issues, and Trump has really taken a position that matches up well with Al's.
I believe Al has influenced it.
Oh, absolutely. I was joking with him the other day that should a Trump presidency come to fruition, I wouldn't be surprised if he was high up in the Veteran Affairs department. So.
He's not smart enough to be number one. We know that.
Look at all the people that got there right now. I think it's a very low bar, and Al comes in very, very high.
No. Well, I've been talking to somebody about that. The great job for him would be fly around the country to make sure all the veteran hospitals are doing what they're supposed to do.
Well, that's what I'm talking
He'd
about.
like that.
That would.
They don't want to keep him in Washington.
I mean, could you imagine
We don't want to
if
keep
you
him
were
in
one of those
Nashville.
people at the VA and you've been screwing over your patients, and here comes Baldessaro down the hall with his
guns.
I wouldn't want to be that administrator, facing down that. So.
We just talked about people who really carry guns and they don't believe us.
No, I would say about
You
half.
carry a gun?
No, I don't carry.
You own a gun?
No.
You don't?
No.
Yeah. You saw it.
They make me.
Have you seen guns before? Have you ever shot one?
I've shot them. I've seen them. I think at the end of the day, my wife is really, really not. She's not a big believer in having guns in the house. I could probably get there after my kids grow up, but not now.
Well, I guess we know who runs your house.
Yeah, not me.
No, I mean, yeah, I know.
So the boss says no.
All right. Well, talking about the boss, Al Baldessaro, he's flying around. I call him dumb as a rock, and we're sitting here. He's out there doing something very, very important. And I play with Al a lot, but I want people to really know he is a retired Marine.
Yes.
And when it comes to veterans and veterans' rights, don't screw with him.
Yes.
I really mean that. And people have seen how we argue on the air.
Yeah.
I would not want to get him upset.
No, he's very, very passionate about that issue, and frequently either brings up issues on the Republican side, or he partners a lot with Democrats for some good legislation too. So.
Yeah, and I heard last year it was about dogs.
I don't know. I wasn't here.
Yeah, I know. It's awful. He really is. Of course, again, I'm calling him dumb, and he's flying on a jet. Where are we? We got water there's something. Ooh, it's got. Look, is there something in that?
There is.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
Mine.
Is yours?
Mine's clean.
Well, of course it is. You're because I'm upsetting you. You see, and you're feeling pressure. All right. So you're in. So you're,
this is nothing new to me. After you grill me in commerce every day.
I like this.
So.
Everybody, someone usually gets in between us before we get this far. So, all right, so you're doing a business and you're making a lot of money. You're not telling anybody. You can't keep, let's face it, can't keep, any type of wallet on you because you'll lose it. We know that, okay. And you think that it's an easy job. It's the most complicated thing in the state. But I'm really happy that you're there because what I found about you, when you and I fought against the whole group regarding that insurance, call it scam,
Yep.
because we had just talked about FRM.
Right.
And I saw you, and in fact, you wanted to go to the House floor and speak on it. And you weren't there that day.
I was.
And the bail was how much to get you out. All right, okay.
No, well, I mean, we were. I thought, we came close to having some success on the floor. It's even though I wasn't there, the fact that, remember, the speaker deleted our minority blurb.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
that created some hubbub.
Yes, it
You
did.
know,
Yes,
so-
yes, it did. And
Remember, the speaker had to get down from his little
and-
perch on high to go and
to go and talk.
and joust
He had-
verbally on the
He had
floor.
to give up the Mr. Speaker.
Right, that's
and
correct.
to come down.
So I think in that regard, we were somewhat successful in calling attention to the issue.
Well, it's although I've had the editor of the Telegraph sitting across from me, and he's a big thing on transparency. He wants government, and I said to him, I've got to get you this bill, because when you see this bill, when an insurance company is having a problem, and they go to our insurance agency or our
Department.
department, and the department accepts them in, basically they're in a dome. Nothing can be spoke of. So if you're investing, if you've got a portfolio, and you're investing because a person like Warren Buffett loves insurance companies, so you might be investing in that insurance company.
Right.
Now, if the state of New Hampshire says you got to do this, and if they do it, that's it. In other words, they're not responsible then at that particular point for any of their.
Well, it even goes a little bit further because basically what happens is the insurance Department of Insurance can say, you look like you're in trouble financially. We're going to take you over in a top secret fashion, and the commissioner, either himself or his appointee, becomes like the numero uno, the big boss man at the insurance company, can make all sorts of decisions, whether to liquidate assets, fire employees, hire employees, whatever they want to do. But you're absolutely right. Whatever decisions the state of New Hampshire makes while in control of that insurance company, complete blanket liability. So if the company's still...
Completely.
Yeah, completely. So if the company fails and the customers and the shareholders are left without anything to show for their investments, or
Who are they going to sue?
they can't sue anybody.
Can't sue anybody.
Can't sue anybody. And that was the big thing that you and I noticed in the bill, fought for, and tried to bring to the surface, but obviously a little bit short of victory.
You know, the sad thing is that I didn't go to the governor, because the governor, I was on, as you know, this FRM, I was on the original committee.
Yep.
Who was the House, Commerce, and Senate, and who headed the committee was Maggie Hassett.
Yeah.
She was in Commerce. And so I could have gone to her, but she went through the whole thing with all the people. And you think you've seen people come in there who lost a lot of money and are upset.
Yeah.
There was so many people that they had to open up the whole thing because 200 people would show up. So this is what it's dwindled down to. I really think that she wouldn't have signed it. But that's that. Now, I heard you're planning on changing. You're going to become a Democrat. Are you for Cruz or are you for Trump?
I'm for whoever the nominee is going to be. I will vote for the Republican nominee.
I need a little bit more out of you.
You know, my guy is Rand Paul. Rand bowed out, even before the New Hampshire primary, and I just haven't found a home since. So I don't like a lot of what Cruz brings to the table, and there's some stuff I really don't like about Trump. And at the end of the day, take them versus Hillary as the presumptive nominee on your team, and I'm just going to go with the Republican ticket.
You're kidding me.
I'm sorry.
Oh, come on. Don't do that. Just don't vote.
Here's my
Just
question.
don't
Here's
go
my
out and
question.
vote.
Here's
How
my question.
can you
Let me ask you a question.
Lucifer in the flesh?
Which one's Lucifer in the flesh?
Lucifer in the flesh. How can you, Trump, Cruz?
I think Ted Cruz is a very, very dishonest man. I get that impression from him. I don't believe 90% of the stuff that comes out of his mouth. I think he's in the pocket of the big banks. I find a lot troubling about him. And I think he panders to a portion of the Republican Party that believes that he's out there to limit government, to make life better for them. And I think...
Does he lie?
Yeah, I think he does.
Lying.
Yeah. But I think Hillary is the same...
No. Let's stay with Cruz. We can move over to Hillary.
I gave you some, so it's time
We've got about 2 minutes left of the show, so, we'll talk about Hillary later. No.
But the thing that bothers me about Hillary... to no end, is that Hillary, in my mind, represents kind of this status quo of the country going in the wrong direction. It's like the way I felt when Jeb Bush announced that he was running for president. I don't want a continuation of Bush-era policies and the status quo. And, you know, when you get the Clintons and the Bushes, it's kind of like they're just trading power back and forth. It's not really about Republican or Democrat, in my opinion. It's just about, like, oh, the same old family names.
Let's see, Bush started a war that we're still fighting.
That Clinton voted for.
And Clinton's presidency left us with how much money?
Well, so
think, you don't want to go back to that.
I don't want to go to. I think Hillary is as establishment as it gets. I think the establishment protects their own, protects the lobbyists, protects these insane spending bills, these foreign conflicts that I want us to get less involved in.
Excuse me. The Republicans have started these wars. Why are you blaming Hillary?
First off,
don't you like women? You're a woman, aren't you?
Well, Republicans didn't start a war in Libya. We didn't start the conflict in Syria. But yet, President Obama, who one of the things President Obama, who I thought one of
excuse me, Obama didn't start Syria either. Syria
he wants to put boots on the ground. That's a foreign military
Syria
conflict.
is one of those bizarre things.
When President Obama was running for office, there was a lot of stuff I obviously didn't like about him. But one of the things I did like about him is that he had a very, very isolationist-like foreign policy. He came and said, I'm going to get us out of these military conflicts. I'm going to bring our troops home. We shouldn't be fighting these foreign wars for these oil companies. And that was one of the few things that he said that resonated with me. And he also said, I'm going to be one of the most transparent presidents of all time after the Bush administration, which is one of the least transparent.
Which wouldn't be easy. Which wouldn't be hard, rather. Excuse me.
But the Bush presidency obviously, gets settled with the fact.
You know why I like him now?
Who?
He's an artist.
Bush.
Okay, go ahead. Did I interrupt what you were saying?
My point being is that it sounded really good on the campaign trail, and then once Obama became president, all that stuff just seemed to kind of go away and diminish. And now I think he's just as...
Okay, now, let's see if I've got this straight.
Yeah.
When he took office,
yeah.
All right, you listening?
I'm all ears.
Okay, when he took office, first month, 850,000 people lost their jobs.
Okay.
How many people lost their jobs last month?
I'm not sure.
200 gained jobs, 200,000.
Okay.
How much the month before?
Now we're doing that political
thing. This is the best in 20 years we have been, and you don't like him.
But that's what we're doing.
And you don't like him.
And we're doing the political thing where
I'm talking
about getting us less engaged in foreign conflict.
You hate him.
I don't hate President Obama.
You don't?
No.
Did you vote for him?
No.
Well, then
that doesn't mean I hate him. I'm not one of these people that he's not on my team, so I automatically... I don't hate President Obama. He's still our president. He's still my president. So I respect the office. I don't like a lot of his policies. I don't like how he circumvents, just like Bush did, Congress on a lot of the executive actions he puts forward. There's a lot of stuff that bothers me.
You know something? I want to shake your hand again. I really do. I don't know why. It's probably going to figure it out at the end of the show. You're the first person who has mentioned that Bush also did executive orders.
Yeah.
You're the first Republican who has said that to me. They won't admit it, that he was really a bad president.
He had a bad presidency, and he signed a lot of things that circumvented Congress and I think went beyond his executive authority. But I think Obama's done the same thing.
Really?
That troubles me. Absolutely.
So when he took over office, where was the United States?
What do you mean, where was the United States?
Well, financial.
The western portion of the hemisphere.
Well, you know where we are. Look, I'm not asking you geography.
Well, I don't know. You have those moments sometimes.
No, I don't. You have the moments.
We're in Nashua, Ken.
That's right. I give you the moments. It's like, someone says, you got a hot. No, I give them. All right, okay. So where were we?
Could you discuss national debt?
See, there's God. Stay out of it.
God wants to talk about the national debt.
No, you're not talking about it.
If God wills it, I mean, shouldn't we...
No. He just turns off my mic.
$19 trillion.
Yeah. I didn't... Did you hear something? It's like a bad cell phone coming through here. All right, okay, no, we'll get to the debt. But the question...
In 19 minutes we'll get to the debt.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. Well, that's all right. No, but the problem is with the Republicans is he's done nothing good. This guy has done nothing good.
Who?
The President of the United States has done absolutely nothing good. This is what Republicans say.
Well,
he's done bad. He's an awful person.
I put him at like a 10 to 20 good versus 80 to 90 bad.
Really?
Yeah. So one of the things I'm really disappointed...
bringing the economy back and getting jobs is bad?
So
Getting the
if
bank
I-
straightened out
if-
is
if-
bad?
If I can explain, I think there's a lot of things that President Obama really had the high ground on that he could have done a better job. I think like,
What on?
he had the higher ground.
Higher ground.
Yeah, I think like race relations, being the first African American president that we've ever had, I think there could have been a lot more that he could have done in his presidency.
Talking about how bad Republicans are in voting. They had a 107-year-old lady.
I thought you were asking me about the positives and the negatives.
You have to understand.
I'm gonna throw you a positive.
No, my medication. All right, I'm on it now. All right, okay.
Get him some more water.
All right,
Rob.
reminds me of how bad Republicans are in voting. Is that lady who's 107 years old went to the White House? Remember her, a little small lady dancing around?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, like that. Okay. She's never voted, so she wanted to vote.
Yeah.
So she went up to vote, and they said, "You don't have an ID."
Yeah. What's wrong with going to get an ID?
No. So she calls, and they don't have her birth certificate. So she doesn't exist. So here is a lady, 107 years old, lived in one place her whole entire, well, not one place, a couple. They can't find a birth certificate. 107 years old. All right, come on now.
Yeah, probably because one of your overweight bureaucracies
They-
lost her paperwork, and now they got to go through 40 people to find it.
You know, in those days, they were using literally the pen,
Sure.
and quill. I mean, that was it. So here's a lady, and this is the Republicans, because there's a big problem, but there's no problem. Here's a lady who meets
Even
the
your
President
friend
of the
Bill
United
Gardner
States.
admits there's a problem.
Who?
Even your friend Bill Gardner admits there's a problem.
I don't like him now. I'll talk to him later. No, that's not true. Bill Gardner is to me
There is
the
no.
most honest person I've ever met.
I think he's fantastic, but there is nothing wrong with having someone prove that they are a resident of your state. There's nothing wrong with it.
Look, I'm an elected person. I go there. In fact, I was even written in once, which I didn't know. I woke up in the morning and I was one of the people who down at the ballot thing. And the guy calls me. He says, Bergeron calls me. It was the city clerk and goes, "Did you know that you got voted in?" I said, "No, someone written me in, 17 people." So I got it. Anyway, my point is this: you guys don't want people to vote, so you have created something that really is not a problem. When I go in and I'm well known, okay, obviously, I mean, yeah, I've been elected. I'm sorry, we can't give you a ballot. You don't have any identification. Excuse me? So you want me to go over and have my picture taken?
How difficult is it to show ID? You have to show ID to do most things in this.
Do you have
in
any
this life.
identification on you right now?
Yeah, I got my wallet on me. I just don't have
You have your wallet.
I just don't have my legislative ID because you asked me to prove how I was.
All right,
registered.
okay, all right. But that's necessary. But here's a 107-year-old lady.
Yeah.
I will get back to what you're talking about, but I bet you've already forgotten. Here's a 107-year-old lady who
Yes.
can't vote,
Yeah.
and that's okay.
No, it's not okay. I want her to vote. I want her to
But
be
you
able
can't
to vote.
she can't get a birth certificate.
But your answer to that, rather than that one situation, that one person of this country of 350 million people is, oh, well, everyone should just be able to go to their local voting station, not have to give their name, anything, and just, start filling out ballots. That's what you think is the free way of doing it.
No, when I go there, I say, Gidge, I go in the G line. Where do you go? You go in the F line?
F line, yeah.
So we're probably,
Yeah, we'd be next to each other.
we're close.
Yeah.
Like science and technology. Anyway, so no, I understand all that, but there's a 107-year-old lady. I'm sorry, you gotta let her vote.
But
Never voted before.
But so you just attacked my team. I'm going to attack your team. You guys always do come up with these hardship cases of this one person or this one family. But your answer to that is to go ahead and just open the floodgates. So, like on Medicaid expansion, you have a couple families that are down their luck and certainly need some help, and it's our duty to provide that for them. But rather than just go ahead and say, all right, let's figure out a way to make sure that the people that really need the help, let's just go ahead and open the state's piggy bank and just let every Tom, Dick, and Harry come in here and get on free health care at the expense of people.
What are you talking about?
I'm talking about
You're
Medicaid.
in the right place. That's not even the subject. We're talking about 107-year-old lady.
But
How'd you get over here?
I'm following your move of when we're talking about one thing, I'll just dive into something else that I want to talk about.
Well, I'm sorry. I'm running this show. If I don't understand what you're saying, I'm just going to go back a couple of steps. Okay.
Well, you found one example
What do
of
you
this.
mean? What do you mean,
of this.
We have been doing this, and it hasn't been a problem.
I mean, it hasn't been a problem.
What do you? Excuse me. Do you understand? No problem.
See,
It hasn't been a problem.
But we
Why
disagree.
are you creating a law?
We disagree.
Here are the guys who go, oh, let's have a smaller government. Why is it? even your Lord and Master Reagan. Why is it that every Republican yells and screams small government, and when they leave, it's a larger government?
No, I would agree.
Why?
With that. I would agree with that.
Huh?
I'm not just. I don't disagree that.
So you don't like Reagan?
I like Reagan. I think there are some things.
But he was awful.
There are
when it
some
came to
things.
that.
There are some things that Reagan did well.
But he lied.
And some.
Did he lie? Did he say small government?
I'm sure that Reagan has,
And he
has
left
lied
with
on
big
occasion.
government. Okay.
And Reagan's government was most likely larger than when he started. Well, no, he did a lot of deregulation. The problem, I agree with you. The establishment Republicans that are in existence are just
You
like
don't like Republicans.
I have a problem with establishment Republicans.
Yeah.
Because they do go to the voters and say, we're here to reduce the size of government, we're going to cut taxes, we're going to put more money in your pocket. And next thing you know, they're hanging out with their lobbyist buddies, and the debt's grown by, 50% or something like that. Bush grew the debt tremendously when he was in office.
If you stay where you are, none of your Republicans will talk to you.
Probably not.
No. But if you stay there where you are, and you don't go to the dark side, and you keep this attitude, all right, and you get a real job where you can show you pay taxes, okay, and you don't carry guns, all right, then guess what? Politically, you may be able to get someplace.
I probably won't get any votes. I'll piss off both sides.
Hopefully, you'll get out of Congress.
But no, but I
Okay.
point out, okay, so the difference between the reason I'm a Republican rather than a Democrat is because of the fact that I really like the campaign message of the Republicans. It speaks to me in terms of limiting government, limiting spending, making sure that our grandkids have a future where they're not paying 60, 70% in taxes. The problem is that on the other side, the Democrat choice is you guys are very, very honest on the campaign trail, okay? You guys haven't seen a big program that you didn't like and want to embrace and give money to. You love to feed the beast, but you're honest about it. Okay, I've never seen a Democrat out there talking about, I want to reduce the size of government, and they go and they blow it up. Nor have I seen many Democrats who say, I want to blow up the size of government, and they end up shrinking it.
And the
You guys are very
Republicans
precise and
say,
to the point.
We want small government, and they get a big government.
Right, and that's the problem.
What?
That's the huge problem. I
So
have
in
with
other
party.
words, the Democrats tell the truth and do it.
Yes.
And the Republicans lie.
And then do it with the
Lying.
Democrats. They lie and then do it with the Democrats.
Republicans lie.
Republicans, the establishment.
Cruz lies.
I think Cruz is a liar. Yeah,
That's right. Okay.
I do.
So
I think
if
Rand is.
now
I think
the
Rand
question
is telling
if
the
you
truth.
think Republicans lie, why are you a Republican?
Because we only have two choices.
Because you can help.
We have two choices.
So you can say I'm telling the truth.
I do tell the truth. When I'm out there campaigning and saying I'm going up there to fight taxes and fight
How
regulation.
many people in your area?
22,000.
No, I don't mean that. I mean what group do you?
There's like 110 of us probably in the state.
100? No, I don't mean that. How many? You say 22,000. You don't have to campaign to 22,000.
No, per ratio. So there's 6 of us for 22,000. So I represent about 4,000 people.
That's about what we do down here.
Yeah. So for my 4,000, when I go out there and I tell them I'm going to go up there and fight hard to reduce government, there were things like occupational licensing.
Do you ever tell them that you give them cheaper electric rates?
No.
No. Do you think it would work though?
Well, vote for me or
Yeah.
pay.
Why not? Well, Bert next week
I don't
is
know.
having a hot dog day. I mean, come on.
I just feel like if I'm on the one hand saying, vote for me, and then by the way, if you don't, you still get that cheaper electricity through me. I'm just kind of that same.
Hey, where are you from, by the way? We are for the people who just tuned in and are very confused.
I'm from Bedford.
Bedford.
Yeah,
How'd you get there?
I moved there.
Nice house, big house.
It's okay.
Great.
Yeah.
Kids?
One kid, one on the way.
Really?
Mhm.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Great. Really. One on the way.
Yeah.
Boy or girl?
Both girls.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
About 18 years, and you're gonna be sorry. I got.
Oh, probably.
Oh yeah.
Probably.
Girls are wonderful though. They love their daddies.
Yeah.
I had a son. He loved me for about 15 minutes, and then they hate their fathers. I love their mothers.
Well, I'm very attached to my daughter, and I'm glad
How
we're
old?
having. She's 2.5.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's wonderful. So you're going to leave the Republican Party to become a Democrat? No, you're not. All right. Let us talk a little bit about New Hampshire, because the big thing is what's taking place nationally. But New Hampshire, a governor, running for governor.
Yeah.
Who are you?
I'm with Frank Edelblut, Representative Edelblut.
Who?
Frank Edelblut. He's running for governor.
Look, you have to run. You have to vote. Go with someone that you can pronounce the guy's name. All right.
I'm voting for Frank.
All right. Okay. Frank has got it. Okay. All right. And what is okay? So the candidates are. It would your candidate.
Yeah, versus Mayor Gatsis, Councilman Sununu, and Senator Forrester.
Gatsis
Gatsis
is running for
governor.
Really?
Yeah. Just
How about
didn't-
Mark Conley?
Mark Conley's on your team.
That's right.
Yeah.
Did you know that he was in Commerce when, he was in securities when the big FRM thing took place?
Wouldn't surprise me.
And did you know that he quit because of it?
I did not know that.
And did you know he wrote a book about it?
I did not know that.
There you go.
So he's your guy.
Yeah, of course he is.
You're not gonna go for Van Ostern.
Who?
Van Ostern.
I can't pronounce his name. I wouldn't
Yeah.
vote for him.
I don't know. He's like
No.
10 years old. So.
Yeah, I'll tell you, if you really wanted a governor, you would want somebody who is really honest. And here's a guy who is head of securities. That's a pretty good job in New Hampshire.
Yeah.
All right? Brought it up, lifted it up out of, from little New Hampshire.
Right.
Gets into this FRM thing, and they throw everything at securities. He gets so mad, he resigns and writes a book on the subject. All right? He's a really an honest person.
Yeah. No. I hope.
What did you,
I hope.
and how do you pronounce your candidate?
Edelblut. Frank Edelblut. He's from Wilton.
Is it
Edelblut.
Edel?
Edelblut.
I can't pronounce it. All right.
He's from Wilton.
Yeah. From where?
Wilton.
No one
Hampshire.
has ever been governor out of Wilton.
You know, I like Frank a lot.
What's he doing in Wilton?
Just having a great time.
Does
It's a
he
great
buy
time.
your energy?
I'm sorry. No, he does not buy my
All right.
energy.
Okay.
But no, I hope your guy Connolly gets through the primary. I think he'd certainly make a much better governor than Van Ostern. So
I think so.
But
the big is, we got another Sununu.
Yeah, no, I don't have any interest in Chris's candidacy.
Really?
Yeah, I think Chris is a nice guy, but he's not. He's the brand of Republican that I don't like.
Well, I've had a lot of Republicans on here. I know, as you know, Bill O'Brien did come here, and one day he thought he would sucker punch me, which meant he brought in Al Baldessaro, who I've never met, and Pam Tucker.
Yep.
And we had a long table.
I'm sure it was an interesting.
Yes, I apologize to the people out there. I said that, everybody knows it takes 4 Republicans to beat up one Democrat, and I went easy on them. And that's how the show went. They won, I lost. All right, what is, so far, it's good to kind of talk with somebody who's going through their first term. What have you learned so far? Because this is really important that people understand, because if I run again, then you're going to be voting. People, hopefully, they'll vote for me. I'll go out, knock on the doors. I'll make sure. But having run for the first time, having been in,
Yep.
you like it, I take it.
Yeah.
You have found Commerce to be stimulating.
Yes.
Great education.
Yes.
All right. What is the badness of this?
I think the partisanship is the worst possible thing for our democracy, because there's a lot of times where there's pressure put by Democrats on Democrats, Republicans on Republicans, to support or oppose legislation that I think is beneficial to the state, simply because that's the direction the party wants to take for upcoming campaigns and so on and so forth. And you see it happen every Wednesday when we're voting, where people are making sense to one another, and then they just go and hit the button that they're told to do. I think a lot of people just.
I have a guy who's sitting right next to me, okay?
Yep.
I'm not going to give his name. I actually kind of like him. He broke his arm. And then he had his arm like that and went like that and broke it again. All right. He's a Republican.
Mm-hmm.
And you guys get 3 sheets. You get a gold sheet, I think.
Gold sheet is an independent sheet, actually.
And the other.
HRA.
And
a white sheet.
All right, a white sheet. And
White sheet's leadership.
And they tell you how to vote.
They make recommendations.
Excuse me, vote. And then if you
Leadership, actually, if you take a look at the 3 sheets, they almost never agree with each other.
Okay, so if you don't vote for one of these sheets, you get a report card.
Yeah.
You get a report card every week?
All from 2 of them. Leadership doesn't get a report
Okay, you
card.
get a report card.
Yeah.
What is your marks been?
I was like an 86 first year, and I was a 92 second year.
Really?
Yeah.
I got a 67 from Republicans before. I almost beat you.
Yeah.
No, I didn't get 67. But I think that's so ridiculous that what the Republican Party has done is you're giving these people report cards, and if they don't vote the way they like it, they get an F, and they catch hell. True or false?
So you guys also have these little sheets that Steve Shurtleff hands out. And I see a lot of my friends sitting in my section constantly going to those sheets and then just voting
Yeah.
exactly what's on
You
it.
know, We
it's
do.
both sides.
But you know the problem is, this is ridiculous. But I'll say it. I swear to God, the print is this big on our sheets. I don't. Are we all old and we don't know what's going on? The print is that big, so actually there's only 6 bills on 3 sheets. I swear. I mean,
well, I asked
you guys got all little.
I asked my seatmate. I said, "What happens if you don't vote for
They
these
slap you.
She says, "Well, we get taken into the office and they talk to us about our vote."
Imagine that.
So I joke with her now. I call it the re-education chamber. So every time she votes improperly, which is very, very rare, I say, "Uh-oh, you're going to the re-education chamber after."
Isn't that? Yeah, that's really good. It's good to be a Republican, isn't it? And by the way, what a lot of people don't know, in our Constitution, after the right to carry a gun
Yep.
and before the right of choosing a religion and having the ability to pray the way you wish, there's something called conscience.
Mhm.
Did you know that?
I did not.
It is. It's there. You don't.
What article?
Excuse me. Do you carry 4? I think it's 4.
Yep.
Right. You don't carry a book.
A Constitution?
Yeah.
No, I do not.
Well, Al Bolsaro does.
Al does. Al's got
all the
extra
time.
copies.
You got both of them. Right. Anyway, why they did this is I believe that in our Constitution you should have a right to vote your conscience.
Yeah.
So when they take you to the bad boy room, or
Yep.
girl room, tell them off.
I would do that, and you would do that.
They don't bring you to there.
Well, they gave up on me a long time ago. But there's a lot of people that are up in Concord
Yeah.
that will simply they don't want to make waves, they don't want to make enemies, and they'll just do what
Just
they
vote.
Right. They'll
Yes,
do what they're
just-
told,
just-
and that's
just
the majority of people.
Follow the people right off the edge.
Right. That's the
All right.
majority of
How
people
can
up there.
people get in touch with you? Because we got about 2 minutes.
It's Rep Bart Frometh at gmail.com. I have a website. It's voteforbart. I think it's .com or .org.
You don't know.
I don't know.
There we go.
It's been 2 years since
You
campaign season.
can-
so-
all right. Okay. So are you on Instagram?
No, I'm on Twitter. It's little @ Bart _ I say a lot of crazy stuff, so
I'm sure you do.
maybe you don't want to follow me.
How
but
about Facebook?
I'm on Facebook too, State Representative Bart Frometh.
Really?
Yeah.
Good.
I've got all my social media covered.
Have you had fun here?
I've had a blast.
Did
I've
you?
had a blast.
You won't come back,
No,
will you?
I'd love to come
he
back.
will not come back. All right. Well, my name is Ken Gedge. Everybody sort of knows me.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not giving you any more information. You know, Al gives his address.
Yeah, no, I won't do that.
No, he not only gives his address. You know, I've been holding up a sign on how to get to his house. You know, I'm surprised people haven't gone over there.
Forgot to talk about the national debt. Nice going, Ken.
God is very angry with you.
I can hear you. All right. You see, the problem with God is this.
Mm-hmm.
You can't find any good, but you can find bad. You know what I mean? Really. If you got nice shoes, you got nice shoes. But if you got a bad haircut, you're a bad person in his opinion. All right? Does that make any sense to you?
Sounds like a problem between you and
I'm
God.
trying
so.
to kill 27 seconds. Look, but thank you very much.
Thank you for having me on.
Yeah, no, you're one of the good Republicans, and I really appreciate you being up there.
Thank you for having me.
No, great. So we've got 16 seconds. I can't see it. Can you see it up there? See 13. Tell me when
We
this.
could try to end again.
No, tell me when it's 3. I can't see it. Tell me when it's 3. So we'll talk about that. So you guys, I don't know what to say. Anyway,
You
no,
get time to go get me some more
I
water.
have enjoyed
It's 3. It's 3 seconds.
myself very much with you. Thank you. Thank you.
The preceding program was provided by an independent producer solely responsible for its content. The opinions expressed do not necessarily represent the views of this station, its staff, board of directors, or underwriters.